Hello, everybody, and good afternoon. We are here live on LinkedIn and YouTube and Twitter, or X, all at the same time. I'm delighted to have Chris here with me, Christopher Heaney. He is the founder of the Limerick IT Summit. If you haven't heard of it, you're going to hear about it today. Chris, how are you?
Hi, how's it going? Thanks for having me on the show, Samantha.
Do you know what? You're very welcome. Do you know what? I know you're probably up the walls this week, so we won't keep you too long. But I did want to let people know about the Limerick IT Summit because I'm heading down and I can't wait because I was there last year. So tell us all about it and tell us, first of all, a bit about yourself, Christopher.
Yeah, so I'm originally a software developer. Java is my language. So when I set up my company in 2017, I was very much the guy that would sit behind the computer and close himself off. I'm naturally an introvert, and as I set my company up, I had to learn and I had to, really figure out, um, the networking way of life for business. And like as CEO, I became the face of my company, and um, talking with clients. A lot of our work, was broken websites that have came from us. A lot of them from overseas. So the question I started asking was, well, why did you go overseas? I assumed wrongly that it was because of cost,
Hmm.
cheaper product, etc. But what they were saying to me was, well, we didn't know any supplier in the area. And
Wow.
yeah, and I thought to myself, well, the website development world it's saturated, not all with good operators.
Hmm.
And I thought to myself, well, if they couldn't find an Irish website developer, then something's going wrong here with getting the message across. So that's kind of where the seed was planted for the Limerick IT Summit, right? I thought to myself, if I'm having that problem as a tech company, other tech companies might be having the same problem. So the ethos really with the IT Summit, the Limerick IT Summit, is to bring tech companies into a collaborative area where they can communicate with SME owners, and they can show SME owners that might not be technical what's available for them, what services they can use, what supports are in place.
And it's a brilliant, innovative idea, and I love it, right? Because that's one of the reasons I went down last year, was because I think you're right. I think a lot of people can, you know, get a message maybe about this shiny new offer or whatever, and it could be from a different country or whatever, but and not everybody has the same integrity um, as a lot of us. So you're right. I think people do tend to kind of, oh, okay, these guys, these will help me, and not even think about the guy down the road that actually provides this service already, or the lady down the road that provides this service. So tell us a little bit. So, what happened last year?
So what happened last year was we had about, I believe it was around 350 people in the room, 31 stalls, three panel discussions. You know, the great Tom King on Gower in the room, who added a bit of excitement to the whole affair.
And I was there
Uh,
speaking as well, so I added a bit of excitement too.
yeah, you were there too, doing the networking piece, etc. And it was fantastic having you there. We learned a lot from watching you actually, and just like seeing how you naturally network. I mean, it's impressive to be honest. I mean, as someone that's always trying to push myself out there, um, I picked up a few tricks, which was handy.
Oh, thank you so much. But I really enjoyed it. So anyone who's watching that hasn't ever gone to the Limerick IT Summit, just let me tell you what I got out of it. What I got out of it was I got to know what local. Now I live in Wexford, but what was available in Limerick, I got to know some of the business leaders in Limerick. There were a lot of leaders there. It was held in Dell Technologies. It's actually in the same place, is it, this year?
It is. It's in the same venue, right? The venue Dell was so good to us last year, and they've been fantastic this year as well. And it's funny because like when I set up the Limerick IT Summit, I was focusing SMEs, and Dell is a massive FDI multinational company, so you know even though the target base coming into the room might not be their target base, right? They know that they need SMEs, they need that community, they need to work with them, and they're like, it's been interesting to learn just how much Dell is all about the community and how much they want to help and give back. It's nice to see.
That is great. Yeah. And it's so important. And I think community is key, the key word here. I think building a community of other business owners around, what you're building here with Limerick IT Summit. I know you've over 400 registered for this one as well. So I love the fact that it's actually free to register. So a lot of people might not realize that it's actually free to register. So tell us what people can expect at this year's one.
Yeah, so as you said, at the moment we've 400 registered, just over it. I'm aiming for 500 in the room, right? We've got 3 panel discussions. This Limerick IT Summit is themed the AI toolkit. So the whole ethos behind the summits is that you'll come with your empty toolkit, so to speak, if you're an SME owner, and you'll leave with all the tools in the toolkit that you need in order to get a job done, right? So, and that'll be the contact details for the suppliers that are in the room and the people you meet on the day, right? And so this one, it just happens to be the AI toolkit,
Mhm.
and we're coming at it from a little bit of a different perspective than other AI events, right? Um, so, for example, I have a lady, Mary O'Brien, who'll be on stage in the SME panel. She's a HR specialist. So she, you
I
know,
met Mary last year at your summit and we're still in touch. So we've actually built a relationship since then. So that's really good. Mary's great. Yeah.
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 So she'll be on stage and she'll be talking about what she has found from a HR perspective with AI, right?
Mhm.
How the tools are affecting the industry, what's coming in, and that's just one example, right? But it's not coming at it from the tech point of view. I don't want to get on stage and blind people with buzzwords. Um, I mean, the last thing I want is people sitting in the audience and their eyes glossing over, right? So it's very much about practical takeaways, right? What has been identified, what they need to know, and what they can take away from the event.
Brilliant, brilliant, because it can be very confusing, a very confusing topic for people. So, what else can we expect? Are there networking opportunities?
There'll be networking opportunities there. In fact, this year we're having separate chat pods, so that if you meet someone on the day and you want to have a chat with them out of the noise of the room, you can go into the chat pod and
Brilliant.
speak privately with them. And there's a new initiative at the Limerick IT Summit this year. There's 2 actually. So the first initiative is the Midwest Tech Fest, right? So I don't know if you've heard about that one, Samantha.
Yes,
Uh,
I have.
yeah, so the Midwest Tech Fest is 4 weeks of events, tech events. And really where it came from was last year, I kind of realized after the event how lucky I was that Dell supported us. Um, and I thought to myself, well, how can I share that luck with other SMEs?
Mm,
And I can't really bring them all on stage,
mm,
so what I did was I created this Midwest Tech Fest where tech companies can run their own events during it. And on the stage on the day, I can signpost those events, you know,
mhm.
and it'll allow me to give them a shout out. And there'll be hopefully 500 people in that room. So even if 10% was to go to a different event, that's 50 people, you know. Um, so that's kind of the first initiative, and the second one is the Startup Atlas. So the Startup Atlas really runs on the same ethos as the Limerick IT Summit, right? What we did was we realized that you know one of the problems, like the main problem that I spoke about with the Limerick IT Summit, was signposting, right? Tech companies showing that they're there.
Mm,
Um, and what I found was, and this is really what I discovered after setting up my company. When I set up my company, like I said, I'm an introvert. I had to learn how to network. I had to learn how to run a business. I had to learn 100 things. And as a result, I neglected to learn about the supports that were available for my business, right? And they're there. Brilliant supports from Leo, Local Enterprise Office, Enterprise Island. Innovate Limerick has office supports that you can get avail of. Like there's a lot of supports there for business owners, right? But I neglected to learn about them, and as a result, I missed out on them, right? So I'm using that hindsight to basically say, well, if we can signpost those supports and help a community of startups, it'll help the ecosystem. So that's and Anna Rooney, who's part of the IT Summit, she has spearheaded that initiative. She set it up, she's ran it, she's organized it, she's done all the work behind it. So she's been fantastic. But that'll be announced on the day, and I think everybody will kind of enjoy it, you know.
And what other speakers can we look forward to on the day?
Well, we have Sean Brady from Cloud Assist, and he's going to be doing a fascinating presentation. He is actually a very nice guy. I got talking to him recently, and his ethos on charity is very similar to ours. So the Limerick IT Summit is a charity event in the fact that any proceeds that's left over, aside from a small margin that'll be put to the side for next year, goes to charity,
Oh,
right? And the two charities we're supporting is the Limerick Mental Health Association and GOSH. Um, and Sean Brady runs similar initiatives for charity, and he'll be on stage talking about his Cloud Assist program and how charities can avail of cloud computing. And it'll be an interesting one. It'll be an interesting presentation, I think.
great. So if anyone wants to come, what time is it start and when does it end?
So it starts at 9:30,
Mhm.
right? That's when you can come in.
Not too early. That's
Yeah.
lovely.
Well, there's another great event I might give a shout out to while I'm on the podcast, right? While I'm on this webinar, the Cleona's breakfast, Cleona's Foundation breakfast. It's on in Limerick in the morning. I'll
Okay.
be attending that event, right? So I'm going there to get my breakfast so that I have a little bit of energy for the day,
Good
and
man.
then that ends at around 9 o'clock. So there's plenty of time to get out to Dell then after that event. So registration starts at 9:30, and kickoff for speaking is around 10, 10:30, right?
Mhm.
And the event will end at roughly 3:15. I wanted to end it at 3, but we had so much content, I had to expand it a little bit.
Well, that's actually great. I love that time that you have because I'll tell you why. You're catering for people, with school runs and stuff like that. So it's not going on till 5 o'clock, which I find can be, traffic and all of that. So that's great for me to go back to Wexford. So thank you. But for me as well, I recommend people come along. Folks, if you're in the area at all, if you're near Limerick, like I live in Wexford and I'm going. So make it. What date is it on? It's on Thursday, the 26th.
It's
Is
the
that correct?
26th, yeah.
Yeah. So Thursday, the 26th, folks. If you're not doing anything, if you have nothing in the diary, come down, meet us, meet Chris. There's going to be lots of exhibitors. Can you give me some idea of the exhibitors that will be there?
Yeah, so we're going to have Pcant, we're going to have 3D software, there's going to be we're going to have a support corner. So you're going to have local enterprise office in the room, who's one of our sponsors this year.
Mhm.
The support we've received from Limerick has been fantastic. I mean, the county council came on as our main partner, and then Leo has sponsored it as well, and Innovate Limerick. So you're going to have Innovate Limerick, Leo, um, you know, all the supports in a corner so that they can actually tell you how to actually avail of their services, right? Which is it's fantastic. I think it'll be great for the ecosystem. And you know, from a standpoint of view, we have, I believe the last count was 33 stands in the room on the day.
Brilliant.
So
And I see, I'm actually on the website here. So I see Treaty Software, WRX Flow, Limerick Post, PAQIT. And you know what? I met the ladies from PAQIT. Is it PAC IT? I
Pack
don't know.
IT,
PAC
Pack IT
IT.
and workflow.
Yeah, I met and Dell Technologies, of course, sponsoring as well. But PAC IT, I met actually the ladies there last year, and one of them ended up at my conference, my social media fest. So this works, folks. Go and get out there, network, and build relationships because you never know when that next person that you meet, what could happen. Definitely, I recommend attending. It's free to register, folks. Even if you're not interested, pass it on to someone who is in the Limerick area or surrounding areas, and definitely come along. Anything you want to add?
Well, at the moment we're running a competition, so
Oh,
we've got a €300 Limerick gift card giveaway,
great.
and Limerick gift card it's a fantastic initiative around Limerick City. It's great for like the it's great for the city centre. It's great for the retail shops. Basically, any now don't quote me on this, but any stall that uses it, as far as I'm aware, it's commission free for the stall. for the store, right? And it can be used in Limerick shops, etc. Um, we have preloaded a gift card with €300, and anyone that likes, comments, and shares the post on LinkedIn is up for a chance to win it on the day. We'll be doing a raffle on the day, drawing the name out of a hat, and if you win it, you get the €300. So, you know,
That's nice. Yeah, that's nice. Actually, can I ask you, is lunch included? Do we have to buy our lunch separately?
there'll be tea, coffee, and sandwiches on the day.
Brilliant. I just wanted to check that because some people will ask that question. And I know I remember that actually. And they were lovely sandwiches. So I don't know who the catering company is, but shout out to them. They're absolutely delicious.
It'll be Anthony Maloney from Hook and Ladder. They've been fantastic this year, and he'll actually be on stage talking about how he has implemented AI in his company, which is very impressive, actually.
There you go. And that's what we want. We want real life stories. SMEs, we always want real life stories and see how we can implement them into our business. So well done. Well done. You know, I always have your back. You know, I really love what you're doing because we're quite similar. We know because we are business owners. So we know what people want. We understand our audience. And I think you understand your audience really well, Chris. So well done.
Well, to be honest, what I made was an event, and I stuck myself as the audience. And it just turns out that every startup and every SME goes through a very similar journey,
Yeah.
and they all related to it. So I've been very lucky in a way with the event. But I'm also grateful that I can help the two charities that we have, because the Limerick Mental Health Association, they do a fantastic service in Limerick, and it's needed in today's day and age. One of the problems with tech is that it actually causes people to, like, it takes away your ability to switch off
Yeah.
sometimes, right?
Yeah.
Especially with social media, etc. As you know, Samantha, I mean, you're the queen of it, right?
Thank you.
So it's great to have a support like that. And with Gosh as well, they do fantastic work with sexual health and gender equality. So it's great to have them in the room.
Yeah, well, it's all very important stuff, and well done for doing that as well. So thank you so much, and the best of luck with it. And hang in there, get through this week, and I hope you have a little rest plan for yourself afterwards. But sure, look, I'll see you there on Thursday. All right. Well done.
Perfect. Thank you, Samantha.
You're welcome. Thank you. Thanks, everyone.